So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SNEW Network. We have two podcasts for you.
The SNEWS Button, which is released on a Tuesday.
And
Just Another Retrocast, which is released on a Thursday. What you can't see is Chris just put his hands up in the shape of a T to both of us. So,
because they don't know which days it's released on.
It could be Tuesday, it could be Thursday, who knows?
Luckily, we guessed it right because we know what we're doing.
Have you watched any Rick and Morty yet, Ross?
No.
None of it.
I'm just going to be a stubborn old git about it, aren't I?
Oh, mate, you'll love it. It's so scientifically up your street.
Right up your street.
Yeah, I can't watch it now.
And round the colon.
No, I will
Why
watch it
not?
now because I've got a week off next week. Just let me just...
It's not going to take long to watch it.
I literally don't have a life at the moment. I started work at 7 this morning, finished at 5, and now I'm like going, hurry up and finish podcasting so that I can go home and download Game of Thrones whilst doing more work.
Have you not watched it yet?
No.
Okay.
Last week I was working from home in the morning, so I literally got up and downloaded it.
I see.
And
Anyway, shall we record a podcast?
Yeah.
no, let's record 2.
Okay.
I feel like we're in Caesar's Palace, mate, compared to...
Our normal room.
I've only realised how bad that little hot box of farts is.
It wouldn't be so bad today because it's not quite so sunny.
I don't know, because literally the sun has come out because it's time to podcast.
Next time I'm
So
just
we'd
going to
go
buy
out
some
there
stink
and
bombs.
It's just like...
Just chuck one in there before we start podcasting.
See how long we can laugh.
No, it's fine when you're in there. It's that time that I left and went to the toilet. Oh, you weren't there, Adam. It was, do you know the 1 week when it was like 30 degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the toilet like halfway between in the podcast. I just walked back into the room. I was like, I can taste shit. The air has got a fluidity to it.
Thing is, we'd all taken our shoes off, and Paul had come all dressed in black as usual, and wearing a denim jacket. And
That's what happens in that room, though.
it was it's pretty minging.
Are we recording? Yeah.
We are recording. Yes.
Can you?
Should we introduce this properly?
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, sorry for that little interlude. Welcome to the SNEWS Button, episode number 5, with Mr. Ross Murphy,
Hello.
Mr. Adam Gattrell,
Hello.
and me, Mr. Chris Quinton. Mr. Paul Brown sadly can't join us this week. I say sadly, it's his wedding anniversary, so happy anniversary, Paul and Mrs. Paul.
He's been married 2 years now.
2 years, is it?
It's fucking time. Just it speeds up as you get older, doesn't
Yeah, I
it?
suppose.
Like 2 years feels like a week.
Wow. Yeah.
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 Mm.
Adam doesn't know that yet.
Time changes very drastically from very fast to very slow for me, depending on how many different jobs I'm doing during a week.
Do you think it's also got anything to do with the your age affecting your ability to judge time passing? Because your ability to judge a second, for instance, alters quite drastically, doesn't it, as you age?
It's two things. The first thing is when you're 5, 1 year is a fifth of your life.
Yeah.
And when you're nearly 40, 1 year is like a week of your life.
If you're doing the same thing over and over again, then time's going to pass so slowly. Whereas if you're doing a nice mix of things, time will pass slowly in the same way, but it won't feel like a drag.
Which this podcast probably does right now for the people at home.
Yeah, but
So-
they have to put up with this. No, they've got to listen to this, right? When you go on holiday, because everything you're doing, everything your experience is new. Like when me and Anna went to America, because every day was so different. Yeah. 3 weeks felt like ages, but then when you come back, everyone's like, "Oh, it only felt like you'd gone." Because actually, what everyone else has done is got up and gone to work 15 times and had 3 weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they've only had opportunity to experience new things maybe over those 3 weekends. Perhaps in the
because
evenings.
most people have got jobs that they do for money, not because they want to.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. I'm quite lucky. I've got a job I do for money, and then various jobs I do because I want to.
He means hand jobs.
Cottaging.
I wouldn't call it cottaging anymore. I'd call it indoor dogging.
I call it Adam the Human Glory Hole.
Right.
Nice.
Oh,
That's the back
dear.
toilet's the anchor. Cows are the white.
So, we'd better bloody do some stuff,
Let's
guys.
record a podcast
Yes.
because it was bloody San Diego Comic Con, so we've probably
We've
got
got
infinity lists.
So much stuff to
Literally.
get through. It's ridiculous. And yeah, we're going to rush through some of it. But anywho, Have you guys been consuming anything before we do that?
Quite a few comics and some TV.
Comics?
The rules are you're allowed one big thing, one little thing.
Well, the big thing will be the comics. Almost a year's worth of Judge Dredd magazine. 'Cause
Oh.
I buy it every month, and I've got so behind in having time to read it because I've been doing so much work that the other week I couldn't sleep, so I sat and read 18 of them in one night.
Did they not do something imaginative these days, like give you a free digital copy with every hard copy that you buy? Reading a comics on an iPad is actually quite nice. It's quite bright, and and it doesn't fuck up your comic.
It's even better on a like a Windows 10 foldy laptop thingy, because you can fit a full-size comic in it.
Really nice large format.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to read actual comics.
The way I read my comics, I've realised that if I wasn't reading them in the exact environment that I read them in, they wouldn't be in the condition they're in.
Yeah, exactly.
You just sit with them, you take them out.
I don't
and then
smoke
you
on them.
try and do that thing where you don't get the tape on the back of the comic, because that always fucking happens.
I don't read mine in like on a bus. I don't read it like ones I get from the library. I might do, but the ones I buy myself, I read them in a no smoking, like happy, clean environment, and I don't lend them to anyone apart from people that I have had the discussion with on how you turn the pages correctly and stuff.
On a very, very related subject, me and my other half are having a little bit of a disagreement on this very book that you can see on my coffee table here, Coraline by Neil Gaiman, which is a first edition hardback.
Right.
And yes, so first time she picked it up and started reading it, she bent the spine right back, and I was like, no, it's not how you treat my book.
This is your copy that you shouldn't have out, Chris.
Yes, I know.
You should have a paperback version of this.
I know.
Yeah.
If it's a book you love so much, you have like 3 copies, so you just give it to someone and go read that.
I'm happy for it to be a kind of a reading copy, but it needs to be taken good care of. So I've taken the dust jacket off and I've put that somewhere else while she's reading it.
Yep.
Had words with her a couple of times about carrying it around in the baby's bloody changing bag.
Mate, this
Get
is
a
where,
second coffee.
This
mate.
is
It's
where you and
easier.
I differ. You would rather put the energy into these conversations than the money into another copy. I would, if Anna was like, I need to read that book of yours, and I'd be like, yes, let me buy you another copy of it.
But I did bring it up on eBay the other day and say, look, it's worth £30. Just saying, just warning you.
Yeah, it's not quite a 200 quid book.
And then she's gone away for the week and left it here. So maybe that's why. Yeah.
No, she's gone away for a week and left you here because of the Coraline.
It's funny because it's true. Anyway, yeah. What about you, Ross? Oh no, did you have a big thing as well, Adam? Oh no, that was a big thing.
That was the
Did you
big
have a
thing.
little
The small thing was just I've been rewatching Doctor Who from like
From all the men.
Like from like the very, very beginning of the old Doctor Who's,
Right.
and then into the new Doctor Who from the very beginning. I've been watching for
How
a
old?
while, and from the very start.
So
The very
okay,
start.
so you can help me with the conversation we were having last week about Doctor Who. So black and white one, right at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Doctor Who and the Daleks.
Yeah.
It was a movie, right?
Yeah.
So
There was 2 movies, and then they did the serials.
outside of the ones that they had with what's his name?
Yeah,
Grand Moff
I
Tarkin. What's his name?
Peter
Peter
Cushing.
John.
Almost everyone of Peter. The reason we're getting confused, because I read up about this, is almost every one of the Peter Cushing ones is basically a remake of an existing episode.
There were 2 black and white films before any of the series were made. Then there were colour films that were remakes of series.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dalek Invasion of Earth 2050 is 2051 is a remake of an episode.
No. It's confusing because it isn't. I'm trying to think back now because it was a while ago that I watched the very first one.
I'll tell you what, I'll go back and have a look at the timeline myself.
Yeah.
Because otherwise this is going to take ages.
But I rewatched. I've been rewatching. And I just got to the recent stuff, and there's lots and lots of hints and storylines and comments from characters within Doctor Who throughout all of the series that point to there being no gender for the Doctor or a Time Lord, and that they do swap between, and quite often almost it makes as if some of them stay as one gender for 13 lives, and then when they talk about that 13th generation, you don't regenerate. It's because it's called something else and they become a different gender. Some change gender whenever they want. Whatever.
But they're called Time Lords, not Time Ladies.
Anyway,
Yeah.
did you
But
see
yeah,
the?
I just thought it was quite interesting.
Did you see the Peter Capaldi Christmas special trailer? By any chance?
It's not really a trailer.
Well, whatever it is. Still, I'm kind of excited for it. I will watch it, I think.
I'm well up for it.
Just because of the cast, really. It's got David Bradley, who played Walder Frey in Game of Thrones, playing the old Doctor, the first Doctor.
Is he the host from The Chase?
He's
Is
also
he?
the
Don't know.
he's the caretaker. Again, another thing Adam probably hasn't seen. He's the caretaker of Hogwarts, isn't he?
Oh, yes, so he is.
No
yeah.
idea.
Yeah, and he was in Broadchurch as well, as a suspected paedophile.
Again, never seen that.
Got to watch Broadchurch. It's very
Whereas
good.
in Game
It's
of
not
Thrones,
my
he's
sort of
an
thing.
actual paedophile.
True. Anyway, yeah, and what's his name? Mark Gatiss from... Gatiss?
Gatiss.
Mark Free from League of Gentlemen.
Yeah, who has written quite a lot of Doctor Who
Has he?
episodes in the past and been in it twice before, and also written Sherlock.
Oh, he plays Sherlock's brother, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
While we're on the subject, there's some Sherlock Holmes news, actually. It looks as if Season 5 just might not ever happen.
I'm not a massive
You know what? I
fan.
fell off that bandwagon with the Christmas special and didn't even watch the latest series.
Which Christmas special? They only do Christmas specials now, don't they?
No.
I got bored after the first series.
The one where there's actually in Victorian times.
Yes, okay.
I didn't see that, so I haven't seen season 4.
That was 2 years ago, so I did see... Yeah, last year was just a Christmas one again.
No, there was a season 4, wasn't there? That's how much you've fallen off the Sherlock bandwagon as well. Because it's so irregular as well, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, we've got to make 2 films each, and then you might get Sherlock. Fuck off.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Sherlock. It just doesn't... I like the books, but the TV show and the films are just... they're just boring.
Yeah, fair enough. They are... yeah,
The
I'll tell you
first,
what I
the
love
first
about
series
Christmas.
was good.
Tell you what I love
First
about
series
Christmas is falling asleep to Sherlock Holmes. I've not seen a whole one all the way through, I don't think. Well, probably ever, to be honest. But anyway.
Whoa. I've got some hot topic, like, latest in the hot off the press.
Oh.
Chris, you might have asked a question 4 hours ago whether somebody wanted to ask us a question.
Yeah.
And somebody's just asked us a question.
Oh, have they?
Ooh.
So you said on our Facebook page, which you can find the SNEW with the crew on the Facebooks with all the other 3 billion people who've got Facebook accounts. We'll be recording another round of podcasts this evening, folks. If you have any questions you'd like us to answer, blah, 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 email, blah, blah. So from John Greenham, he's like, one I should have asked last week. No problems with the gender of the Doctor, but are any of you worried about the stories themselves might make a big deal out of it? Let's say in episode 10, running was so much easier when I didn't have to wear a bra. I don't think they'll even mention it.
No, I don't think they will. I think they'll in the first moment where he changes to a she, there'll be some funny like, oh, these are new and things like that, because they do that with every Doctor. Like, oh, my hair.
Do you
I
mean
just
like
thought
in,
of something really funny.
Do you mean like in Critters?
If the Doctor puts both of her hands across her chest and goes, still got 2 of these. That's a really good Doctor Who gag, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because the
very
Doctor's got
dad-like.
2 hearts.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
I wasn't
I don't
being
think they'll-
sexist.
No.
I was making a different joke about another part of her anatomy.
So yeah, it's the BBC, and they're aiming
Yeah.
at children, right? So they're probably gonna be quite sensible about this, I think, and just
Yeah.
ignore it and just get on with the fact that it's just Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The best thing they can do is make it 1 line in the first episode, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably do something when the character changes over from one Doctor to the next, and the fact it's a woman from a bloke, they'll make some silly little joke that...
Oh, this has never happened before.
Yeah, like, oh, this hasn't happened to me before. I know Corsair's done it twice, but this is new.
Or
And then they'll carry on.
or maybe a joke where they go over to the wardrobe and she opens the wardrobe and goes, "Shit,
I haven't got anything to wear.
nothing to wear.
But,
Yeah.
I've only got 1 bra to last me all week."
The most important thing they can do is make sure, especially all the ancillary characters, just it doesn't change their opinion of her whatsoever in
Yeah.
the slightest.
Yeah.
True. Very true. That's an important message to send to the kiddies, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, definitely.
So no vibrator jokes then. Sonic screwdriver. No. Sorry.
I've already seen some parking the TARDIS jokes, which were
Oh,
just...
yes. Yeah.
And luckily, they were from people that I know who were just being silly and not people that I've come across that are idiots
Yeah.
and really genuinely think
It
that
took me. I
it's
literally
nasty.
just sat there for 20 seconds while you said that sentence, going, I don't get the joke. What's the joke about parking the TARDIS?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why?
And then you've realised.
And I was like, yeah, it's not very funny, is it?
No.
This is
It's
the
only
one where
half
it's
true as well.
this is the one where it's like stuck in a wall, right? It's just sticking out of a wall
Yeah,
of the building.
yeah. Anyway, question answered. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, John. Greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Bit before 7 o'clock next time, mate. Cheers, mate.
Right.
Ross, have you been watching anything?
I genuinely do not know where to start with this.
Okay.
Saturday, and this is where I'm going to start. Saturday, I decided to go to the cinema, which is mental because I never go to cinema on Saturday because it's fucking £20.
Okay.
To see Dunkirk.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And where do I start? Right. So we paid £10 each to go to cinema because we just thought,
£10.
Date
So
night,
over a tenner at the weekend.
date night.
Isn't it?
Instead
Really?
of going for a meal, we'll just go to the cinema and get fish and chips. And
Did you get chucked out for taking fish and chips in?
no, we get fish and chips afterwards. We're not animals, mate.
I've taken a pork
Go
joint
in there,
in.
5:20 showing, like experts. Always go to the cinema about 5 o'clock because it's never full. Bearing in mind the screen 2, so it's quite a big screen.
Yeah.
And the curtains are open. So the curtains on the side are open. So I'm
Right.
like, oh, it's shot in ultra wide. It's
Right.
not. It's shot in IMAX, isn't it? So they shot it in 70mm IMAX.
Okay.
So it will. So it's not letterboxed. It'll take up the whole screen.
But they haven't got IMAX screens, have they?
No. So the fucking movie starts, right? And bearing in mind this is probably the event movie of the year, shot on 70mm film. Yeah. And not only is it letterboxed on the sides, it's letterboxed top and bottom.
What?
So I'm fucking fuming. Absolutely fuming.
What, so it's about a centimetre deep and
No, it's
100 million centimetres wide?
Well, so no, you've got about, because it's a massive screen, isn't it? Like 10 meters diagonal.
Yeah.
It's got about, I don't know, a foot and a half top and bottom missing, and about a meter and a half on the sides. But what's really distracting is the screen's not calibrated right, so that it's not projecting jet black, so you can see the letterbox in, because the cinema's not dark anymore, is it?
No. So, it's
So
stupid
you're just sat
lights.
there and you're watching this fucking epic movie, and it's like you've walked into someone's house and they're watching the TV wrong. Do you do that? Like when you go to someone's house and their TV's just shit, you're just like,
Got your contrast settings wrong.
just give me your controller so I can fix your television, you pedant. Like it's an insufferable disease of detail that I have, and I don't know why it is. And I can hear it as sound, I can see it in picture, and I hate it because I can't just sit and watch something like Dunkirk fucking letterboxed.
So were you so frustrated and annoyed that it made you?
I got up and I went out to the lady and I said, "Can you fix the projector and screen 2, please?" So I ran back in, so I missed like 20 seconds of the movie. And then I complained at the end when nothing happened. And the manager there told me it's something to do with the print and it's going to always be like that.
Did they give you your money back?
Yeah, they did give us 2 complimentary tickets.
Did they? Okay,
Yeah, which
that's
is
all right
fair
then.
enough.
Yeah.
But
That's
my
better than I
argument
got
is,
out of having
if
an
you've
argument
got
with
it,
them.
if you've got it letterboxed top and bottom, zoom the picture in.
Yeah.
That's all you've got to do there is make the projector fill up more of the screen.
Are they able to do that with their equipment though, or is
well, they
it
must
just
be able
set
to.
equipment that they can't
It's just
change?
all
anything?
it is a digital projector. I could have gone up there and done it myself. Like literally, if you think about it, right, you've got letterbox at the top, letterbox at the bottom, letterbox either side. If you just make the picture larger, the letterbox at the top goes away, and by osmosis it disappears at the sides. It doesn't have to go all the way to the sides. And the woman was like, "Oh yeah, the curtains are broken there," and I was like, "That doesn't help. That's literally part of the problem. Was like because the curtains were open, it was more pronounced. It would have been a lot less noticeable if it was butted up to the picture, but." Still, it makes no sense. Like they're letterboxing a movie that would show in that. You know what? Not
It's what you get
when
for
you go
that
to
cinema though.
Not every film is shot in that 2.1 by 3 or whatever the ratio is, 21 by 3, or something. I can't remember the ratio. And it's really nice when you sit and watch a film and it does that thing before the movie starts, because the trailers aren't as big. When it goes, oh, and you go, oh, this is going to be a nice.
Yeah, but
big
it's not
widescreen.
a decent cinema, so you can't expect them to do things right like that.
It's £10, Adam.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say.
I spent more money than the Blu-ray's going to cost.
Yeah. But that's the problem. That's why I hate cinemas, because there's so many things that go wrong and so many things that are awkward, and then they charge you a ridiculous amount of money.
This is, hang on, because we need to crack on a little bit. Did you enjoy the movie?
Right, no, that's another kettle of fish altogether. Right, it's Chris Nolan fucking about with a movie short of a masterpiece.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
I've seen 2 reviews from reviewers that I very much respect, and they are polarised.
It is absolutely incredible, and I cried at the end, and I was really into it. But he does this thing with the narrative structure involving the displacement of time, just because fucking Chris Nolan can't fucking leave a movie alone, can he?
Displacement of time.
Yeah, so what's happening is, right, they're on the beach, and it comes up 1 week, and the air is they're on the beach, right, so land is 1 week.
Yep.
The boat that's coming over says 1 day.
Right.
So that's 1 day.
Yeah.
With the boat. And then the Air Force comes up in 1 hour.
Right.
So it all happens like 1 hour time passes for the Air Force, 1 week passes for the land, and one day passes for the boat.
Right.
At the same
all
time.
at the same time.
That's weird.
And it's clever, and they don't rub your face in it, and Chris Nolan appreciates that most people aren't fucking idiots, yeah? But you just ask the question at the end of the movie, and you just say, why? What did it do to the narrative of the movie?
Surely it would be that it starts with what's happening for the people that it took a week, and then they introduce the people that it took a day, and then they introduce the people that took an hour. So it all kind of makes sense. Like that seems weird to choose to make it all follow the same.
I'd be intrigued to see how that plays out on screen. I'd
Yeah.
like to see that.
This isn't any spoilers, because you'll know from reviews and what I've just said then how the narrative of the movie is going to progress, yeah? But it will, within that, by the way the movie is structured, there are, for want of a better phrase, flashbacks because of it.
Right.
And I just don't know why.
Okay.
It didn't need it. As a story, it naturally progresses to a crescendo anyway.
Yep.
Because that's the nature of that tale, and it is really good.
Okay.
And it is. But the thing
is
is,
it
it's
factual?
like he fucked about with it.
It's all factual, yeah, I think.
No,
Well,
but
not
like
as in, like,
but
is
as in
it
it's realistic.
well, use the facts in the right way to tell the story, rather than being so wrong in.
There's
places.
there's very little. The dialogue is 2 pages in the script.
Right. Okay.
And there's no
hardly any dialogue.
There's no character backgrounds either, are there?
No,
You
there's
don't learn anything
lots
about
of clever
anyone.
things. Like, you don't know anything about anybody. There's none of this
No
typical
names or
war
anything.
movies cutting to the generals.
Do you
looking
get
at
to see the kid
problems
from?
and stuff.
Do you get to see the kid from One Direction
Yeah,
get
it's
killed?
pretty good.
Does
no,
he get
doesn't. I just wouldn't want to say one way
Okay.
or the other.
He said he's
but-
retiring from movie making already. So
Is he?
yeah, apparently so.
Oh well, he gave it a good shot, didn't he?
Yeah.
You know?
It's not as good as Saving Private Ryan. It's still not as good as Saving Private
No.
Ryan. It's probably not as good as Hacksaw Ridge.
So we're saying for people on the Isle of Wight, or perhaps people even who have a Cineworld near them, just go and see something else this weekend.
No, go and see Dunkirk.
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
Okay,
it's
you
still-
enjoyed the movie that much.
It's still a masterpiece that's just... It's like he's baked this beautiful cake and just jizzed the worst Chris Nolan icing over the top
What
of it.
my point is, though, is that Cineworld on the Isle of Wight clearly can't project it properly. So aren't you
Go and see
likely,
it at a different
you're
cinema.
probably likely to run into
just go
it.
and see it. Make sure they've got the curtains closed. If they haven't, complain and get some complimentary tickets.
There you go. Dunkirk is in our news this week as well. Do you want to do? We'll cover that while we're here as well, shall we? So USA Today have gone to press making complaints about the fact that Dunkirk doesn't feature any women or people of colour in its main cast.
Historically and factually, that's
Fucking nuts.
yeah.
That's
women wouldn't have been on the front line at that point in history, and they probably, even the American forces, probably wouldn't have allowed.
But this is
black guys in their
I heard this argument
battalions, would they?
I heard this argument for Saving Private Ryan when it came out.
Really?
People were complaining that there weren't any other Allied soldiers in it because it's not the story of D-Day.
Right.
It's the story of that platoon of soldiers.
Right.
And that's the same with Dunkirk. Dunkirk's not the story of the Second World War. It's the story of the evacuation of the British Army off of Dunkirk.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why? Yeah. So that's just mental.
It's
That
literally
is
a
mental.
movie about front. It is the front line of a war.
Yeah.
There are women in it, but they're nurses on the and
Yeah, but you're not going to see them in
They are
in that
nurses on
bit
the,
of it, are you? That's
I think
thing.
the
Hospital
point they were
boats.
trying to make is that, why are none of the pilots or soldiers black or female? Which is, it's just stupid.
Yeah, that's
it's just
just-
American
that's-
press being bloody
people are just being
narcissistic, maybe. Just
no.
trying to-
People in general are being utter fucking dicks at the moment. The amount of you saw some of the comments I made to people about the Doctor Who thing
Yep.
on Facebook.
Yep.
Some of the things they were saying were fucking stupid, and those people need a slap because it's ridiculous the behaviour of people from both sides, the extreme left to the extreme right, on anything. People are just looking for something to fucking moan about when it comes to films.
Saw somebody else
Like
putting forward
certain
names
things,
of Doctor Who
yeah.
for the next Doctor Who again this
Yeah.
morning.
Yeah,
So I suggested Lily Savage or RuPaul.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to wind them
Well,
up.
just really put the point across.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Gender isn't important,
But also,
still,
like
that's-
people getting to that point where they're moaning about stuff that's
But that's
a
almost the
historical
opposite
story.
of the.
Like-
It's the opposite stupidity to this, though, isn't it? This is
Yeah,
This is a point where race and gender are specific to the characters in this film,
and
you're
also the
asking-
moment
you're
in
asking
history.
filmmakers to ignore that. Wow, fuck you. USA Today, you're idiots.
Mad.
You're probably America's Sun readers, I expect, aren't you? To be fair.
amazing.
So, on that
New?
happy note. Oh yeah, I've been watching stuff.
Oh, have you?
I
What have you
saw
been
something.
watching?
I watched a lot less this week than
Oh.
usual, actually. I started watching Stephen King's The Mist, the TV series.
Ah.
Yeah.
What? When did that come out?
I don't know, but I'm 4 episodes in.
Is it new?
It's
Is
brand
it very
new.
good?
Oh, right.
It's going okay. It's very TV. I'd liken it to going back and watching The Walking Dead season 1 again. It looks a little bit rusty, a little bit clunky, a bit kind of the cast are all right, but they could be better,
Let's hope they
but
get
it's
better.
but it's all right. It's a TV show.
You mean it's not anything by HBO or written by the BBC?
No, exactly. But in actual fact, it's not as gory as like the original. The original. It's not as gory as the movie
Yeah.
either. And I did a little bit of poking around and stuff, and like looked into how the book ends, because the first thing I thought of when I started watching it was the film.
Spoilers alerts for The Mist.
The
If
end
you
of-
haven't seen it, go and watch
We're not going to spoil it. The end of the film, The Mist, is amazing. It still resonates really heavily with me now. And if they were going to just do that again at the end of the TV series, I'm probably not going to watch it. I did a little bit of reading into it. The book doesn't end in the same way as the original film. So,
No.
and there's plenty of things that are happening in this, for instance, that feel as if they're different to the film in such a large way. So the main people that are trapped in the store are a woman and her daughter, whereas in the
Right.
film it was a bloke and his son, wasn't it? And the store isn't just a store, it's a mall, and the weird religious lady is in a different building completely. She's in a church. So-
okay.
There's plenty of different stuff going on, and it's not just monsters in the fog, it's like weird things happening with nature as well.
But then
So-
I think isn't that like the better way of doing things? Look at Hitchhiker's Guide. Like there's different versions all written by Douglas Adams for different audiences, and they're all just enough different from each other. And I think that sometimes works better depending on the medium. So hopefully they've got it right with the series, and they're doing something that's going to be... Because the film was interesting enough for the length it was. If you're going to do a series, you need to take it further.
In honesty, I think the only version of Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that works is the book.
Yeah.
Well, for me...
The radio show was good. I quite enjoyed that.
Is it because the book's unfilmable?
Radio version came first, but yeah, possibly.
I think it probably falls in the same category as, like, Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Like,
I just think it needs to be
even
animated.
when Sky was throwing loads of money at Pratchett, they still couldn't pull off Pratchett.
No, but I think...
I think it's unfilmable.
Yeah,
I just think they would work better.
It's just daft enough for it to not be worth putting on film.
That's why you do it animated rather than live action. I don't know why they've never done Terry Pratchett properly animated.
They have.
No, but decent.
Yeah.
Like,
the only good thing was Christopher Lee was death, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was that? Oh, yeah, okay. I've not seen that one, I don't think.
Yeah, so if you animated Hitchhikers, it'd probably work. Obviously, with something like The Mist, the film was okay. As a TV series, it sounds like they might be able to change it in a way that's going to make it more interesting for something that's longer.
We shall see.
Yeah.
I don't know how many episodes there are going to be of this first season. If it is a first season, I don't know how many seasons there are. I just know that there are 5 available right now to watch.
I might give it a go.
Give it a little, give it a glimpse. I'm enjoying it more than I did Glow. I've dropped out of Glow altogether.
Yeah,
So,
I started watching it and just gave up.
talking of animated stuff, should we get on with the main news?
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con bloody happened, didn't it? And yeah, animation from DC. Here's something that's going to confuse you. They're doing a round of animated movies.
Yep.
So we mentioned Batman Gaslight on Gotham. Sorry, Gotham by Gaslight before. But they're also going to do The Death of Superman and a Suicide Squad animated movie that will be in the existing animated DC universe. So Death of Superman, obviously we've just seen that in the movies, in Batman vs. Superman and the upcoming Justice League movie. And at the same time, they've announced that the Flash movie that's coming will be called Flashpoint. And we've just seen Flashpoint as an animated movie, as well as in the Flash TV show.
They're just making bad decisions. They're just doing, let's do all of the possible major storylines we've had without building up to them in the way that we built up to them in the comics, and just confuse the fuck out of anyone that's not read the comics, and then annoy everyone that has.
Yep.
It's just, I just think they're rushing. That's all it is. They just keep rushing to... They feel like they need to catch up with Marvel. Don't. Do it at your own pace. Do it properly. Build up to the storylines that you want to do. And then wow the world with decent, well-made films about those storylines. Rather than just chucking CGI and as many characters into every film you do as possible.
Have they shot Batman with a time bullet yet?
Not yet.
No.
Don't care then.
This is why I like Marvel, though,
no.
because at least the Marvel films, they've gradually built up to where they're doing slightly more confusing storylines. And if you're not into the comics and you haven't read any, you can still watch those films and understand what the fuck is going on.
Very true. And yeah, I've made this point in a conversation. I think it was on our Facebook page about how kind of DC's characters always tend to be a bit more kind of righteous and patriotic and a bit more kind of goody two shoes,
bit more magical.
Yeah. Whereas Marvel are more ground level, a bit more rough and ready, bare knuckle fighting,
bit more
believable
as well. Bit more believable in how they end up being who they are. Whereas
no matter how fantastical they become,
The thing is that I think they've missed a trick with DC where they didn't just put Justice League off.
Yeah, and just wait.
Why not have an Aquaman movie?
Exactly. Introduce the characters.
Why not
first.
have a Flash movie?
Yep.
Why not have a Green Lantern movie? No, I'm being sincere. Like,
sure.
Let's
have a new standalone Batman that's part of the new DCUO or whatever it's called.
But then also, I think what they've been doing is they've been going, we're worried about just doing origin stories. Like everyone's moaning about origin stories. Well, don't do origin stories. Just do an Aquaman film. And during the Aquaman film, there's like in Spider-Man: Homecoming, the origin is talked about, but it isn't like a massive flashback or the first 20 minutes of the film. Or do your intro credits like they do with Guardians of the Galaxy, slightly animated in some way that tells the origin and then jumps you straight into the story.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do it the normal way or the traditional way.
And then they could be a bit out there, like their Green Lantern movie, which Green Lantern Corps is probably going to be, could be their Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
Exactly.
Because it's in space and it's basically Star
Funny
Trek.
characters, ridiculous looking
it's basically
characters.
rainbow version of Star Trek, isn't it?
Did anyone possibly look into the new origin story for Green Lantern?
No.
Did you not? Nor did I.
No.
What,
Okay,
from the
I'll cut
new
that out.
version of DC that's changed twice this year?
Oh, we
Has
mentioned it in the podcast before.
The-
Hal Jordan's not a test pilot anymore. Or something.
We don't know.
Don't
Yeah,
care.
to be honest, DC have changed
He's
their
the least
universe
exciting
and
thing
reset
about Green
everything.
Lantern.
I've lost it with DC now. I've given up because it's just changing so often in the comic world that I can't keep up with what version of Batman is actually Batman anymore and what version of Green Lantern is Green Lantern anymore.
I tell you who's
Like,
the right version
I
of
just
Batman.
can't be doing it.
Time Bullet Caveman Batman.
No, it's so bad.
He's my favourite Batman.
Such a bad
And,
story.
Time Bullet Wild West Batman is my favourite as well.
I've not seen. I've not read this
Oh,
comic
mate, you
strip.
have to
So
read
this,
this comic.
this
The comics that were happening of Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne, Bruce Wayne's son and his first, like one of the early Robins, being Batman and Robin while he was trapped in time because everyone just thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Those comics are quite interesting. They're quite dark. They're quite twisted. They're quite weird. I think it's Grant Morrison. They're quite interesting, but while all that was happening, I didn't realise there was these comics going on, like you're saying, about Bruce Wayne leaving clues throughout history because of a time bullet. Fuck off.
Fair enough.
Basically,
Right.
Chris, basically, I have to...
So, not you. Just that story idea is fucking stupid.
No, I'll lend it
That
to
he
you.
leaves clues throughout history for Batman and Robin in the future to suddenly come across in their storyline and go, oh, he is alive. He's just trapped in time. And it's just like, no, that's not Batman. It's just not.
There's basically... Right, there's a wedge of fairly new Batman that you should read, and I'll lend you the start when I get back off Adam. Is you need to read Final Crisis.
Fucking Batnuts.
That is
bollocks
the most
crazy.
Batnuts insane comic you'll ever read, and at the end of it, Batman gets shot with a time bullet. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So then you have to read the ones where he's traveling back through time.
And
so
I'll
there
lend
can be-
you the ones with Batman and Robin in the future while
Right.
that's going on.
So
Okay.
there can be the return of the return of the return of the Batman, yeah. And then you read the ones where Batman just goes, "Hi, I'm back," and then he goes, "Now I'm going to turn Batman into a franchise."
Batman Incorporated.
Okay.
And it's fucking. Imagine how nuts that is. I went, "Oh, I'm going to start reading Batman," and then I just went at the end of it. I was like, "I'm not going to read comics."
The Scott Snyder Batmans recently of like almost year zero, telling the story of Batman from the beginning when he first came back and stuff. Some of those are quite interesting, and then it goes it just goes crazy again, and then it ends up being that Batman's somehow lost his memory or something. I don't know how that's happened. It's not explained. That must be happening in another comic, which I'm not reading.
Right.
And then Jim Gordon shaves all his facial hair and head hair off, somehow looks 40 years younger, and is now Batman inside a robotic suit.
Right.
It's very weird and confusing. So I've just
quite like the
lost
sound of
track.
that.
Comics are fucking mental.
Yeah, but a comic still needs to have a consistent and understandable storyline.
Did you see that Telltale have announced another Batman game there, Ross? That'll please you.
That won't make me not care even less.
Did you not
Really?
like the recent one then? I haven't seen you properly to...
Have you honestly not heard me talk about it on the podcast?
I haven't got to that bit of the
Fucking
episode yet.
hell. Yeah, it's boring as hell.
Right,
It's like
okay.
a comic that you have to occasionally pay attention to.
They're
Isn't that the problem with most of the Telltale games, though? Some
Yeah,
of
it's
them are
the problem with
really
all of
good,
them.
and then some of them are
Yeah.
just boring. It's like playing a movie.
Yeah, but they release it in small issues. I think your problem might have been, Ross, that you're playing it all at once.
Yeah, my issue is I don't think I like these games. I really want to play The Walking Dead Season 3, but...
There is another Walking Dead one being announced. Is that
Season 4
season
as
3?
well. No,
Okay.
Season 3's just come out.
Radio and The Wolf Among Us. Do we
Yeah,
know
I
that
started
is?
playing that, but I'm not that bothered about that.
Right, fair enough. So yes, other stuff from DC, just real quick then. There were trailers at Comic-Con for Arrow,
Boring.
Black Lightning.
That looks quite fun.
It does look quite fun.
And quite an interesting character for once.
Yeah,
Like him and his family and what's
everybody's
actually
wrapped up in
happening.
it and
seems
stuff.
Yeah, it seems quite interesting.
Bit of a family affair.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a family affair.
DC's Fantastic Four, except they're all black and have lightning powers.
Blacktastic 4. DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Was that season 3? Is it?
I am going to have to drop that for other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time to watch all the TV that is coming out, so I'm going to be dropping certain shows I have been watching to fit in other ones. And I think, unfortunately, out of what I watch of DC, that will be the one that goes.
Gotham season 4.
Don't care.
I've still got to go back and watch season 3. I want to see him
can't.
turn into Batman at the end.
Yeah.
Well, turn into Batman, do a bit of Batman in about.
Yeah,
You know.
is he actually going to be Batman in Series 4 then?
No,
is
well,
it-
he's still going to be too young. He's going to be naive kid out on the streets getting his ass kicked, I think. But
It just doesn't make sense to do that show without Batman in it. Just have him as the turning up, maybe like briefly every few episodes, beating someone up, but don't have him as a kid whining and moaning and have all the origins twisted and
Don't have it
changed.
as a TV show.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, do
It's
it
a fucking
properly.
bollocks idea for a television program.
Yeah, Gotham.
Oh, let's
Ooh.
make a TV program about a city that nobody cares about. The only reason we care about is because fucking Batman lives there, but he doesn't. He's a little tiny boy.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be like a show about the rogues gallery, though, isn't it?
yeah,
It's
but
supposed
it
to be
doesn't.
the interesting villains, but they just don't handle them very well.
No,
So
They've just got the most incompetent police department of any city ever, haven't they? It's just
Wow.
in Lego Batman, they're just like, what is the problem with Gotham City?
true. Justice League trailer.
awful.
Yeah, we had a discussion about that on our Facebook page.
Yeah,
Do feel free to go and join in that discussion. While we're on the subject, though, Ben Affleck, there's rumours of him quitting the role.
what a
He's
surprise.
gone on the panel at Comic-Con and said it's bullshit. But, well, we'll see.
It
He's-
wouldn't surprise me at this point. He's had his script taken away.
Yeah,
So many directors for the films have either had to pull out because of, like, with Snyder, like, it's understandable, but like other directors have kind of been involved in stuff at the beginning and then sort of stepped back and other people have come in and stuff. It just seems like it's a mess.
that's the Batman you're talking about, is it?
Yeah,
So we're talking about because it was always Snyder doing Justice League.
Yeah, but he's
But-
had to pull out, and that's
Yeah.
understandable. You know, we understand why he's pulled out. Whereas
could
with the Batman, it's just because people are going in, and unfortunately, no one seems to like what's been put together.
Fair enough.
So-
The resounding theory is that the person that Alfred is talking to at the end of the trailer is a Green Lantern.
I thought it was probably going to be Superman.
Well, I think that character is more obviously being brought back, and we all know that Superman's coming back. But the
I
slogan
don't get the need to keep it a secret, though. Who cares?
at the end of the trailer
Because
is
there's a lot of
all
people
in,
that-
isn't it?
Aren't sure. So
It's Martian Manhunter.
Could be Martian Manhunter.
yeah,
That's true. Actually, I hadn't considered that.
could be
Martian
Lobo.
Manhunter. Although
Lobo's the only DC character they haven't done properly as a film that I want. I would love to write and direct a Lobo film.
would
I would love to have.
would
like to do
Alfred
that.
or would any of the other characters be expecting a Green Lantern or a Lobo or
No.
a Martian Manhunter though?
No, who would Alfred be expecting? The only person I can think
Superman.
of is Superman
Yeah.
Green Arrow would be the only other real
Or
big
Green
Arrow,
Arrow.
tentpole
Yeah.
member of the JLA.
Yeah, so
true.
it could be, and it could be that Alfred already knows him, and he's in the older version of Green Arrow, maybe, rather than the younger.
Just decided that JLA just stands for Just Leave Alone.
But yeah, because
It's
of the
already dead.
apparently because of the glint in Alfred's glasses and the reflection of the character that you can see in the other direction, it's a Green Lantern.
Fuck off, nerds.
Yeah. Wonder Woman officially. Wonder Woman, the sequel, has officially been announced as well. Supergirl,
What, a movie?
no,
A series?
Oh, it could be her turning up at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Supergirl. There's another season.
Good. That's really enjoyable.
Sci-Fi
They've got
released
the mix right in that.
Ah,
so-
okay.
yeah.
I've
Is it a cross
Not-
between Mean Girls and Smallville?
No, it's nothing. It's much better than Smallville. It is kind of still on the same level as Flash and Arrow and DC's Legends of Tomorrow. It's still got that cheesy
CW
fun
Network.
element, but it's also got the drama and stuff in it. But it shits all over the crap like Smallville. I couldn't stand that program.
Do you mean like Orange is the New Kryptonian? Ross?
She's not a teenager hanging around in a field
Is that a
with
dad
other
joke?
teenagers.
Doesn't matter. Anyway,
It's all right.
Sci-Fi's
Supergirl's worth a
Krypton.
watch.
Sci-Fi's Krypton.
It's the same problem as Caprica. Why?
That's one of the iterations where they're going to be introducing a new Doomsday. And they're doing some old school Kryptonian bad guys, apparently. But anyway, it looks as bad as bloody Marvel's Inhumans, but we'll get to that in a minute. The Flash TV series.
Yeah.
Another season.
Cool.
And that's it for DC, I do believe.
There's probably other little snippets of things they announced afterwards, because they always do that, don't they? So
there's a Harley Quinn versus Joker movie. That's what we've missed.
what, live action or animated?
Live action.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Which Joker?
Oh, we're talking Suicide Squad Joker.
Will it be though, or will they change it and have another one?
No, I think they're probably okay with him, aren't they?
I don't know.
I don't think he did too bad a job. It's not his fault the film was shit.
No, not at all.
And I actually think he's a very good actor. I'm looking forward to
He is
Blade Runner.
There's a few. I've got some few issues, like, without sounding like a fucking wanky little keyboard warrior with a wrist guard on, going, I've had so many wanks today, I'm still typing on my keyboard. Actually, I dislike the Joker with the tattoos, but I do dislike the Joker's tattoos. I think aesthetically,
it's just too far, do you?
Artistically, it's just a bit shit.
Can you imagine someone convincing him to sit still for that long and go through that much pain when it's not, like, funny? He would murder someone with the needle because he gets bored.
I'd love to discuss the realities of the Joker all day, but we need to crack on.
Anyway.
So, Marvel.
Right.
We had another Defenders trailer.
Yeah, it looks all right. It's quite funny. Stan Lee doing his little thing. Kind of a nod.
There were two then. There's a Stan Lee one.
Right, okay.
And there's one that gives away a little bit more
I haven't seen that one.
what's going on. So Elektra's
it's a bit broader with the picture, isn't it? And it's like,
yeah,
Elektra, these are the good guys.
Oh, you had
and now
Elektra
you're
in the
fighting
other
the
trailer a
bad
while
guys.
ago, though.
Why have you got a glowy hand? It's
They
called
showed her.
Chi.
They showed Elektra in the trailer,
Yeah,
the previous trailer. Like they
There's a
showed
nice-
her waking up. So
nice bit of backbiting between like the Defenders and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Having a couple of little gripes between themselves, taking the piss, like Ross just said. But
yeah,
yeah.
Mate, I'm interested in that. I'll watch it because I've liked all the series so far, even the weaker ones. I've thought
See, I'm
going to
watch it.
I'm going to watch
I haven't
it.
watched any of them other than Daredevil.
Okay.
You'll still probably understand it fine, you know.
It mostly looks, from what I can glean from it, and I think we've said this on the podcast before, it feels a bit like season 3 of Daredevil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of how it's centered on his character and Elektra and like the baddies.
Fair enough.
Styx is in it as well, isn't he? So it's about that larger battle between good and evil.
That's the thing with those comics. A lot of those characters cross over throughout all those characters. So there is that element of it kind of making sense to do that with the TV show. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with it.
If you do want to catch up though, Ross, and do a bit of a hatchet job on Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Don't care.
Okay. But you can
I will
do.
watch season none and season nunners.
Okay.
Is Jessica Jones worth watching?
Jessica Jones is worth watching.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
a far slower burn and a bit more of a mature watch than the other two, but it's good. I enjoyed it.
It's got a slower pace than Daredevil, basically, but it is the same level of quality.
Oh, by the other two, I meant Luke Cage and
Yeah,
Iron
yeah,
Fist,
yeah.
which are fucking children's rubbish.
Even Chris can't apologise for them.
I will.
This is why I say about doing.
apologise for those, but that's for different angles.
This is why I say about doing a hatchet job with them. With Luke Cage, you only need to watch up until the point where the first major bad guy dies. Spoiler alert. And then with Iron Fist, episodes 1, 2, 7, 9, and 10 done, sorted. The Punisher. They did a trailer for that as well, which you won't have seen because it's not public, but.
No.
Some people were going, woo!
It sounds like it's good.
You know.
I've read some descriptions.
Yeah.
And,
Do you think Blade's going to turn up?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Do you think Blade's big enough that it'll get a movie?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it still owned by Fox or someone stupid?
I don't know who owns it. I think Marvel got it back
Dunno.
at some point. But
Dear
it'd be
me.
interesting to
But,
see.
you know, they've not made a movie for long enough for them to probably, the rights to default back to the owners, isn't it? The original
I
owners.
don't know. It depends what the contract and stuff was at the time when they sold
usually
it.
I think there's a set time limit.
It depends on how they bought it.
Would it make sense for Blade to appear in the
Well, there's
Netflix
talk that
stuff?
there are rumours that he's going to be introduced into Daredevil. So yeah,
Cool.
that
It
could
would work better in Daredevil than it would Spider-Man
because of what they're doing with all this blood magic
yeah,
stuff and everything
yeah.
as well. It could all tie in quite nicely. We shall see. Marvel's Inhumans. There was another trailer for that, which apparently people were fucking laughing at when it was aired at Comic-Con.
I thought it looked great.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I can't wait. It's a great story, and it doesn't, like, her hair looks the way it should look. People are taking the piss, going, "Oh, it's such bad CGI." No, it's supposed to look weird. That's part of her character. Like,
I just don't think it looks interesting.
Depends how
It
they
looks
do
like
it.
they're trying to do Game of Thrones on the moon with weirdos.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But it was written before Game of Thrones was written.
Yeah, but
It's not their fault
You
that
missed my
Game of
point.
Thrones is massive now. Like,
it's not the point. It's like you could do, some more interesting stuff with the story.
they're probably,
They don't have to be doing this particular story.
But they may be advertising it that way. That's what we don't know yet.
Yeah.
They may be advertising it and going on the whole, Game of Thrones, like, power control aspect. Because that's quite important of it in the story. But then when we see it, there may be other aspects of the story that we're not expecting.
I'm probably influenced by the fact that one of the characters is played by arsehole Ramsay Bolton. So
Yeah, that's true. And also, he's playing an asshole in that.
yeah,
And also, Inhumans have also had a major part in the S.H.I.E.L.D. series, so there'll probably be links between the two in explaining how all that stuff happened in S.H.I.E.L.D. with using the Inhumans. So
Bolton on the moon.
Yeah, I'm up for
on
it.
the moon. Thor Ragnarok.
Looks great fun.
I fucking love that trailer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
people
going to
say
be a
that
good film, but I like the trailer.
I've heard it. Had it asked of me. Did I think it gave too much away? I think it does give away quite a lot. However, a lot of it is stuff that we already knew from the previous trailer.
Yeah.
And
also, it's the Ragnarok storyline, which even if you've never read a comic, if you know any Norse mythology, bam, you've got a storyline there, because it's half of they kind of took that and made a comic book, version of it. So they're kind of quite linked in that respect. And then also, if you've read Planet Hulk, like...
So Hulk talks now, doesn't he?
yes, very sensible of them to put that in the trailer, I thought.
Yeah.
Because it just gets people into the mindset that talking Hulk, we've got that to deal with. It's like introducing Groot, isn't it?
If
You put
Hulk
him in a
talks,
trailer.
why doesn't he just turn human?
Well,
because
there are different.
there's different stages and different elements.
There are
to the
different
Hulk.
incarnations of Hulk. So,
Yeah.
what's the Joe one? Somebody Joe?
Joe Fix-It.
Joe Fix-It is the Grey Hulk, who's just stays Hulk all the time and talks all the time, and who runs a business like a gangster.
He works as a doorman in a club in Vegas. Joe Fix-It. The thing is, there's various storylines that have ended up with either Bruce Banner not being able to get back from turning into the Hulk, or sharing his consciousness with the Hulk, or the Hulk becoming as intelligent as Bruce Banner, but still being quite violent, or swapping over so that Bruce Banner becomes the violent one and the Hulk is quite calm.
Hulk hulking out and becoming a different Hulk called Clue.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, when the Hulk hulks out, he becomes this like massive, huge, ridiculous beast with like it's like armor plating looking thing. Yeah, it's
Does,
just
but
crazy.
that's in the comics. They'll work up to things and they'll use the right elements in the films, because they don't seem to be pushing the Hulk too far in the Marvel films.
In the is it the Ang Lee? Was it Ang Lee who directed the Hulk?
right.
The more Hulk gets hit, the bigger he gets.
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
way.
Usually, yeah.
Does that happen quite often?
It happens in the comics sometimes. Like, there are points where he gets to a certain size and it's just like whatever he's fighting doesn't make him angry enough to keep getting bigger.
See, when the Hulk hulks out and becomes Clue, it's not through anger. It's through like it's emotional upset.
Yeah,
I think.
Do you know the best thing about the Ang Lee Hulk film?
No.
Is the really good video game that spawned from it.
I never played it. I've heard it's good.
Very
There's
fun.
There's a Hulk
Yeah.
game that's on its PS2, Xbox original, and like GameCube era, and it's just so much fun.
Yeah,
Cool.
It's like Spider-Man 2, but with the Hulk.
But yeah, you're just running around, smash it. Like everything's shooting at you, but you can just smash up buildings.
Cool.
It's like Rampage, but with Hulk.
Captain Marvel, load of concept stuff and that shown off.
I saw the leaked footage
quite
cool.
as well.
And they've confirmed that the Kree-Skrull War will be featuring in the movie, yeah.
Rad. I'm glad they're introducing the Skrull. I wasn't sure that was ever going to happen, but
Yeah.
they obviously got that back in the deal for the Spider-Man thing
A Skrull?
something. Yeah, because they're Fantastic Four characters.
Oh,
Right.
not a scroll, as in like a rolled up bit of parchment.
No,
No.
Skrull.
They're aliens.
Skrull. Like a bad
SKRULL.
spelling of the
They're
hit 1980s movie Krull.
Yes, they're shapeshifters with wrinkly chins, and they can there are certain Skrull
They sound
that
like
have
a Star Trek character.
certain ones that have replications of Marvel heroes' powers. So there's like the Super Skrull who first went against the Fantastic Four, who had all of their powers in one Skrull.
Fair enough. What about X-Men, The Gifted?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
The TV series is not going to cross over with Legion or the Marvel movie universe. The X-Men movie universe. So, yeah, weird.
None of the trailers, none of the bits of footage or trailers or photos I've seen of it so far interest me. It kind of feels like a pointless thing to be made.
The Legion frontrunner, while we're talking about Legion, is working on something. What was that?
Cloak and Dagger?
No. Oh, I know what it is. He's working on a bloody Doctor Doom movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
How were they doing that?
I do not know.
What, for the guys that own Fantastic Four or for Marvel? Please say it's for Marvel.
For the
No, please
I
say
do
it's
not know.
for Fox, and so it's just fucking awful.
No. Please say it's for Marvel, and it's a Doctor Doom film that's so fucking good that they've actually got the best bad guy in the Marvel universe done so well that they get Fantastic Four back by magic and then can do an amazing story.
Yeah, but all of that whole paragraph is in your head, mate.
Yeah, I know.
And it's the guy that did Legion. In honesty, no matter what happens, he's handled Legion really, really fucking well.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Legion is like, if you're going to watch
batshit crazy, which is what it should be.
I know mutants aren't really your thing, Ross, but go and watch Legion because I don't know.
Even if you just watch it for when they introduce the character that is played by Jermaine Clements from Flight of the Conchords, because he is so fucking mental, it's perfect.
Is that the guy who's in Moana?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking love that bit.
Shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a thing at the weekend where that was being shown at an outdoor cinema.
Have you seen Moana now?
Yeah. Well,
it's really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Really
and
fucking good, isn't it?
We made Kakamura masks with kids at the outdoor cinema show. Me and my girlfriend, she works for a youth group, so I was helping promote the youth group in the local area. And we made little Heart of Tafitis with the kids as well. It was great fun.
Cool.
Great afternoon.
Yeah, I was going to say about Legion. It like really pangs of stuff from the 60s.
Yeah.
But it's set more recently than that, isn't it?
It's set now.
Quite set in the modern day.
Captain Marvel's a period piece, isn't it?
It's going to be
I
set in
know
the past
some
there
facts.
somewhere. Yeah. Yes, it is.
I think it's
in the 90s.
Yeah, like the 90s Gulf War sort of era.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
So shit's happened with the Crow and the Scree. He's come to Earth.
The Kree and the Skrull.
Kree and the Skrull.
I love how
what
you
did I say?
That sounds like a prog rock band.
You said the
Kree and the Skrull.
You said the
Scree
and the Krull.
Did I?
Yeah.
And not the Krull and the what?
No, not the Krull and the Scree. Not the Scree and the Krull. The Skrull and the Kree. You're mixing the two together.
Oh, I've got a tired brain.
I totally understand.
It's not even baby brain. My other half and the baby are away for the week.
So you've had
and I've just been
catch up.
staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning recording music, haven't I?
And writing lists and watching programs.
Yeah, and watching trailer upon trailer upon trailer from fucking Comic-Con. Anyway, we were talking about it being a period piece or from
Captain Marvel, yeah.
So all the stuff's happened with the war, and then, so she's come to Earth or come to Nick Fury's attention, and he's kind of like hidden her away somewhere.
But it depends which version of her it is.
Right.
I wonder if it's going to be the version that is someone who was an alien that merged with an airline pilot. It's basically like similar to Green Lantern. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you know the Green Lantern thing of he's an airline pilot. Like,
yeah, but you're doing this thing where you're talking about like trailers about Comic-Con and about comics, so I'm just sort of like
zoning out.
Half in.
Yeah, basically it could be the version of her that is someone that is an alien mixed with someone that is a human that works for the Air Force. Or it could be the version that's just purely alien. I don't know where they'll go with it because it's the Marvel movie universe rather than the comics. So.
Fair. Okay.
I'm up for it, whatever.
Gambit?
Yeah.
I think they're missing the boat on this one. Channing Tatum says he's working on it right now, but, that's probably puts us 2 years before a movie does arrive, if it does arrive, because it's been talking about it for 2 years already.
Probably going to be as bad as Logan. And
As bad as Logan?
yeah, it's an awful film.
Wow, that's a matter of opinion, isn't it?
No, it's just
We
awful.
better not have that discussion right now because it will take forever.
Yeah.
But Spawn, the movie, officially, it's going to happen.
Okay.
It's been officially announced.
It's already happened, mate. I've seen Spawn.
Reboot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the animated Spawn?
Yeah, it's really good, isn't
It
it?
is very good.
Yeah.
Was that like one of the first sort of like Western-orientated adult cartoons, wasn't it?
Yeah. One of the early ones.
Did a lot of boundary pushing, old Spawn, didn't it? First proper sort of adult toys.
Yeah,
So
true.
Not toy. What's the next thing up from toys?
Figurines.
Collectible figures.
Yeah, I don't know.
Posable figures. Yeah, they did all that shit, and then they did the animated series as well. And then that was like, for a moment in the late 90s, I was all up in that Spawn shit. Fucking chains everywhere, mate.
Good old Todd McFarlane. And then, yeah, well, his toy range is fucking huge now, isn't it? Yeah. Death Note, new trailer for that.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I read the first comic recently because we just had it in at the library.
Right.
And I'm doing like a manga club, so I thought I'd better read some of the popular stuff. It's interesting. It's
Have you seen the anime?
no.
It's worth a look.
Yeah, it just kind of screams the same teenage issues that I don't find interested in comics that come out of that area that I found with most of that stuff. Like Attack on Titan, as fun as the artwork is and as fun as the animated stuff is, the comics just, it's a little too wishy-washy between the crazy, weird, clever, interesting stories and then the almost teenage-friendly, weird relationships.
They don't do
going on.
too much of it in Death Note. Not
No?
in the anime. No.
Oh, okay.
They do a lot of cat and mouse. It's
Right.
a game between the guy who's worked out that somehow the main character, Light, is killing people,
Yeah.
and he's trying to protect his identity
Yeah.
so that Light can't kill him.
Right.
And at the same time, he's trying to work out how Light's doing it so that he can convict him of something. So, yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's an intriguing psychological
So it could be quite
cat
good
and
then.
mouse story. It's pretty good. We'll see how they handle it. The American version. It's it's getting a lot of flack for being an American version, but hey.
Well, they're the ones that have paid to do it, so why not?
Exactly. Kingsman, the Golden Circle, another trailer for that.
Meh.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah,
It's just a lot
with
of
the
shooting and that.
laser lasso jobby and
Yeah.
Should be quite fun. Though, shouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it'll be fun. I just don't think it'll be amazing.
Did you not really enjoy the first one?
I thought the first one was great. It was just kind of ruined by the end.
Did you see the Archer thing for it? though?
No, I heard about it.
Okay, so to advertise the new movie, they've done an Archer crossover. So cartoon
Yeah.
with Eggsy in it, and it's
Funny.
funny. It's
Yeah.
worth 2 minutes of your time because
Cool.
that's all it is. It's Archer humour with Eggsy.
I'll give it a look.
We'll put it on our Facebook page, shall we?
Rad.
And that's about it, I think, for comic book stuff.
Amazing.
But then there's sci-fi. So Star Trek Discovery got another trailer.
Interested, but I'm not sure what it'll be like.
Looks
They've-
amazing.
They've had a troubled making, haven't they?
Yep.
They've talked about a lot of issues.
Can confirm though, Ross, that it is being released weekly by Netflix.
Right. I might watch it, but it's still. I'm a bit annoyed that it's not in the J.J. Abrams universe.
It isn't, or I thought it
I would
was.
have liked that to have been just like canon.
They're all
Because
I thought it
most
was
annoying
connected
thing
to
where
both.
They do it.
They said it was
in
connected
the,
to both.
The most annoying thing is that whatever they do with if they do it in the original series timeline, then whatever you watch, you just go, it all counts for nothing. It gets wiped out by a fucking red hole.
fair enough. But
A black hole made from red matter.
Yeah, I suppose it depends if they can.
Yeah, it's
change
exactly
that
why I
and-
haven't seen Firefly, because I accidentally watched Serenity.
yeah, fair enough.
And it's why I'm not going to watch The Dark Tower.
Yeah, that to
Yeah.
me just doesn't make sense because there's just too much backstory that I'll watch it and it may make sense as a one-off story about those characters, but I'm just going to feel like I'm missing something.
But because of the fact that the story is infinite, on an infinite loop, the backstory is also the forestory.
Right, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
thought it was all just a linear.
No,
Right, okay.
it's the whole snake eating its tail jobby with
Ouroboros.
the story, I think. So, yeah.
Anyway, time travel next.
Orville.
Orville. Yeah, I haven't seen anything new
Not
about
Keith
it.
Harris.
But
I wish I could fly right up to the sky.
Didn't he fall off a roof and die?
Who? Keith
no,
Harris?
that was the ostrich.
Ostrich.
They're not the same one.
No.
Emu.
Yeah.
Emu.
Yeah.
Rod Hull.
Rod
Rod
Hull.
Hull.
Yeah.
Rod Hull.
Rod Hull. Yeah.
Rod Hull fell off a roof
Yeah.
trying to fix his aerial.
I bit him on the arm
That's
once.
mental, mate. Because to be honest,
Because the emu attacked him while he was up there.
to be honest, like, how desperate have you got to be? Right, sorry, quick interlude. Right, if you're a fairly
Sorry if you're Rod Hull's
At his
family and are
peak.
listening.
at his peak, he was probably fairly B-list TV celebrity.
Yeah.
So he's probably on a fair good whack.
Yeah.
How desperate have you got to be to watch TV to fucking climb on your roof and try and fix your aerial
True.
and not pay somebody
It was
else
for a
to do
football match as well, wasn't it? He was trying to watch football.
Oh, was that it? Well, then,
Yeah.
then I can totally understand that.
Okay. Next. Stargate Origins.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry.
Stargate, the original series, like connected to the film, sort of. I gave up after about 5 episodes, and there's been so much since, and they've like absorbed all these actors from all the other sci-fis that are really good into one of the series. Because I saw a trailer for one of the other series. There was just like guys from Farscape, guys from Star Trek, guys from...
And it had a spin-off as well, didn't it?
Yeah, and I just can't be bothered. It's just not. It just doesn't interest me. I don't know. Does the trailer look good? I didn't see the trailer.
There's not much to it, and it does ask the question, isn't it always good to know how things began?
Oh, so
And
it's
I just thought, no.
prelude to the prequels.
Yeah. So it's, yeah.
It's got Ridley Scott syndrome
I
then.
quite like the...
It's all about archaeology and digging up the Stargate. It's
I
not going
quite
to be a
like
Stargate movie at all.
Stargate.
So it's a Caprica basically, but for
Yeah.
Stargate.
Fucking hell. Do you know what? At this rate, there's going to be a fucking Star Wars Episode 0 TV show, yeah? And it's going to be on Tatooine, yeah? But it's going to be the sequel before the sequel. And fucking even Luke Skywalker and Jabba the Hutt don't live on Tatooine. And all it is a fucking TV show
About a man
people
that digs
moisture
crystals.
farming and
Drinking
fighting
blue
the
milk.
Tusken Raiders going, oh, it's hard life living in the wiki wild wild west, isn't it? Tatooine. Fucking hell.
Pacific Rim Uprising.
Is
Is that a sequel or
It's a
prequel?
sequel. Yeah.
Good. Getting bored of these prequels.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the first one.
The first one was alright. I'm not too fussed about it being a second one. If they crossed it over with Godzilla and Kong, then it might be a bit more interesting.
And
but
Transformers.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, Fortress
Please,
Maximus. Put him in it.
Okay. Stuff that you are going to appreciate. You're going to love all of these.
Oh,
Westworld Season 2.
amazing.
Right. The only thing Westworld Season 2 trailer did for me was break my brain and make me completely forget the end of Westworld.
Okay.
Like, me and Anna watched it and we were like, shit, I'm going to have to rewatch that.
Yeah, it's really fair enough. I mean, it's going to be the best part of 2 years before we see Season 2. And, well, yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff going on. If you haven't seen Westworld Season 1 out there, definitely put it on your watch list. For now, though, we won't spoil anything. So, right, next. Stranger Things.
I actually watched the trailer for that today
Yes.
on my lunch break and actually got like, because I was really against the idea of them just doing a carry-on series. I wanted each Stranger Things series
What, you
to
mean
be...
like Carry On Stranger Things?
I just wanted Stranger Things, each series to be a different story and maybe have 1 or 2 characters that cross over the series. So it's almost like a different story about something weird. Because Stranger Things, each series could be a different story about something strange. And I was worried. But then after seeing this trailer, it looks like they're doing that, but they're also carrying on the previous story at the same time. There looks like there's elements of both. You know, they are carrying the story on with certain characters, but they're introducing a new strange
So
thing.
it looks like to me that they're introducing more stuff from the Upside Down.
Yeah.
And
But
then
some of that stuff doesn't necessarily look like it is the Upside Down because of the way because of the way it's visualized.
like the big hulking beast with the red sky.
Yeah, but
and
he's
stuff.
not in the Upside Down.
Oh, but he's yeah, I thought he was having flashes through to the Upside Down.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it could be something else.
Because he's got a bit of the Upside Down inside him, isn't he? Upside down, up inside.
So I don't know. It could be amazing. I'm kind of excited, but yeah,
I think I've got
see
faith.
What happens.
Yeah, I've really got faith because of the fact that they've taken a nice long amount of time. They're not rushing into it. You know,
it is just a nostalgia train. Though.
Yeah.
The first series was basically just a very basic story with lots of nostalgic references to stuff we all remember and love.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
you know, it wasn't groundbreaking storytelling, but it
Saying
was
that,
good
though,
fun.
I saw a movie the other day which was far more guilty of that, which was The Space Between Us, Asa Butterworth's new movie. And it also had what's his name that's playing Winston Churchill in
Gary Oldman.
With Gary Oldman, and it's basically a retelling of E.T. But Asa Butterworth has been born on Mars, like first group of people that are going up to Mars to colonize Mars.
Right.
Woman doesn't tell NASA that she's pregnant. They found out on the way. They begin doing what they're doing on Mars. She has the baby. NASA cover it up.
Oh, the baby can't walk on Earth
because of the gravity.
Yeah. I remember, I've heard about this. Yeah.
It's all right. Anyway, yeah, I should have put that in my Consnewming section, but no, it's here instead. Stranger Things, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer because I'm so in the.
Okay,
it's just a nostalgic.
Is there a really good
fun
scene of an old arcade? Someone said.
Yeah,
which I'm a little bit disappointed about not seeing, but I'll see it in.
You'll see it in it. So
yeah.
They're playing Dragon's Lair.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about Ready Player One now? Then
we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ready Player One. Doesn't it look fantastic?
No.
Yes, it looks fucking brilliant.
The stats,
I don't think
the places.
it looks...
Have you read the book?
Yeah. It doesn't look anything like how the book describes that world.
Okay. The real world looks exactly like the books describe
but
it.
the in-game world looks nothing like it.
We've not seen anything of it, though.
Yeah, they showed loads of there's
ridiculous
lots of cars,
set pieces and stuff.
Yeah, and it just doesn't look like it's described to me.
Well, the idea that you can have anything as your avatar, that's nicely represented by all the pop culture references.
Yeah, but it's just too... the way it's described in the book, it needs to be more or slightly less perfect graphics. Like the graphics are just taking it to a whole.
No, I think
thing.
I think the problem is you read it with your mind's eye, based on VR is just so like your brain can't comprehend like real life type.
But I'm going on specific wordings in the book of the descriptions of stuff, like the way that stuff inside the Oasis is described is very.
We haven't seen any of those. Like, I'm really looking forward to like chests looking like real life versions of chests from Zelda and things like that, because they're bound to do things like that.
Yeah,
but
and the thing is,
when it's like then the motorbike turns into the bucket of the future car, and then it turns into another. I'm like, yes.
But the way the way
the Akira bike, and
it's the Akira bike, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it go back to the Akira bike, or does it go to
the
the Tron light cycle?
Yeah, it goes into the Tron light cycle, then into the Akira bike. It changes.
I didn't see it change from the Tron light cycle to the Akira bike.
Yeah, basically the back half of it, the front half of it appears on camera as it's sliding, and it's the Akira bike, but the back wheel is still in Tron visuals, and then changes into
What you mean, because it's got the light around it?
No, but it's specifically the Tron style wheel, and then as it moves forward, it changes into the Akira bike fully. Like, it isn't just... it's actually changing.
I just probably imagined that it went...
I didn't see it change. I just saw it do Akira bike all the way through. And Back to the Future car was separate.
Yeah, Back to the Future car was separate.
DeLorean, Tron bike, but that could have been in my mind.
Didn't even see Tron bike.
Yeah, and watch it again and watch that back wheel.
Did you not see it turn into the DeLorean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I didn't think it had turned into the DeLorean. I thought it was just a separate vehicle.
No, I think
because they're driving along next to each other at one point.
Yeah, I thought it just changed.
No, it didn't change into it. The thing for me is the way it looks is so. It's the problem I have with a lot of films at the moment. That book, the action scenes are quite epic, but they're not the way. Like, I can't think of any bit in the book that I read that describes any of the action scenes that I saw in that trailer.
Right.
There are no bits in the book about thousands of cars jumping down a weird road together and piling up with a big monster truck just ploughing through them.
I just
Do you know what
don't
I mean?
think
It's
we've
just
seen.
like over the top action scenes for the sake of having set pieces rather than actually telling the story,
Yeah,
which is good.
That's fine for
You
a
know.
trailer, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just worry that the whole film will end up being like that.
I think some of the problem is our brains just think Second Life is about as good as it can get, when actually 20 years in the future,
What you're seeing in that trailer is
VR
gonna be as good as
Oasis
it.
is just going to be the Matrix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like the way it's described when you're poor in Oasis is far more glitchy and like pixelated.
Yeah, hopefully
than the people
they show
that are
that
higher
in
up.
the,
Yeah, that's the other thing. It doesn't show. Everything in it looks pristine and lovely.
Spoiler alert,
which is
I'm
annoying.
sure some of the scenes are from the very final battle, aren't they?
Probably,
In that trailer.
but I don't think they
possibly,
are
yeah.
because they don't look like anything that's described in the book again.
I thought there was like a big battle at the end, and he's riding on the back of a scorpion or something, isn't he?
There was a scorpion
Yeah,
in the trailer.
Yeah, that
it's like,
bit, but the massive car chase and stuff, and the
fucking
There's
hell,
other
so
bits
good that
just
book, isn't it? Because
so-
he just summons like a Gundam, doesn't he? And
I've,
shit like
uh,
that.
yeah.
Oh mate, I cannot wait.
I'm only
Such-
about halfway through the book, so I
it's
don't know
not
how it is yet.
even a brilliant. It's not a particularly well written book, but you can't just read it. You cannot read it and not just feel like you're. Wrapped
I've
up in,
I've listened to
the
it and
most
read it like
nostalgic,
7 times now.
It isn't as good as Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash, which is even better. Like
Snow Crash.
VR. He was the first guy that termed the phrase. What was the phrase he came up with?
Not internal
Like
reality.
cyberspace. I think he
Oh,
coined
okay.
the phrase cyberspace. But yeah, Snow Crash and Ready Player One owes a huge amount to Snow Crash.
Right.
And best way. Don't bother reading Snow. Well, read it if you really like reading books. But the best way to to read Snow Crash is just to listen to it. And I think it's just unabridged on YouTube because people do that, don't they?
Right, cool.
Mm.
And it's fantastic. Dystopian future where the best place to be is in VR.
The audiobook of Ready Player One's pretty cool as well. That's
Yeah,
what I'm,
Will
that's what I'm
Wheaton.
working my way. That's what I'm working my way through at the
Yeah,
moment.
Will Wheaton reading it. It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good.
I think I think Snow Crash technically isn't VR. It's more like AR.
Right. Augmented.
Yeah.
Rather than
But it's still really, really good.
Okay. Right, Blade Runner as well.
Oh, was there a new
2049.
trailer?
There's a new trailer. Just opening
again,
it
I'm
out a
on-
little bit more.
that I didn't need to see anymore.
Don't need
I'm
to
just
see it, I
on
don't
that.
think, but it looks lovely. It looks really, really nice.
Do you know what the latest trailer that they released that I watched has actually put me off a little bit?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just some of the things that are said and some of the visuals. The first trailer and the teaser trailer were amazing. They kind of got me excited, but this has kind of made me go, I'm not sure.
I still have the issue that it doesn't look grainy enough to me. I think they could
Purposely,
yeah, age it a little bit, make it sort of in keeping with the original movie. But then again,
Do they need to?
It's only me.
I suppose, yeah.
it's only me. It's like introducing the world to a new audience, I suppose. So yeah, we will see. I'm still quite excited. Comes
Yeah.
out around my birthday, if I remember rightly.
Oh.
Voltron season 3 as well.
No, never watched Voltron, so I can't comment.
Cool.
Sorry.
It's very good. You should give it a go. Yeah, it's got what's his name from Flight of the Conchords that plays their agent
Oh, yeah, yeah.
is one of the characters in it, or at least
Cool.
he was in season 1. I've not seen anything since season 1, but yeah. Right, stuff that I put in an action kind of like basket for Comic-Con stuff. Triple Threat. Did you see a trailer for that by any chance?
Don't know what that is.
It's the guys that did The Raid.
Oh, right, yeah.
So loads of really good choreography. Looks fucking amazing. And it's got a great cast. It's Tony Yar. Iko Uwe is the
Yeah.
guy from The Raid. Tiger Chen.
Nice.
Selena Jade. Michael Jai White. Scott Adkins.
Nice.
Yeah. Bit of a hard hitting cast, and my God, go and have a look at the choreography in the trailer.
What's
It
that called? Triple
looks
Threat?
Stunning, yeah, Triple Threat, and it looks like it's going to be more geared towards a Western audience. They're going by the trailer. They don't appear.
Is
to
it
don't appear
still
to be
being?
subtitles.
Is it still going to be a Korean film or a Thai film, or is it going to be?
That's what I'm saying.
Is
They don't appear to be subtitles.
Right, okay. Because there's some of their other films, they don't have subtitles, but they still have lots of languages in. Yeah. Is it Hollywood have taken them over? And
No, I don't think so.
Right, good.
It still looks
Good,
like they're
that
in
means it'll
control.
still
It
be
looks
good.
very much like their style still. Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead both had new season trailers, Ross. Have you fallen out of love?
Right, I'm always out of love with The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I haven't even caught up on the comics. That's how much that TV show pisses me off.
Really?
I'll still watch it. Fuck Fear the Walking Dead. though.
Well, how far into the comics have you gotten?
I have not finished the
Have you met the Whisperers?
Whisper Wars.
Okay. So if you've met the Whisperers, then at the end of this trailer, Rick wakes up as Old Man Rick, possibly. That's all I'm going to say. Did you see a trailer for, while we're on the subject of zombies, Call of Duty World War II Zombies?
I didn't bother watching it because I like zombies and Call of Duty, but I'm just going to play Call of Duty because it's World War II this year.
Right. It looks bloody gory.
Shooting with guns and that.
It looks like all of the really dark, nasty stuff from Silent Hill mixed with a Call of Duty game.
But that's weird because it's it's only a multiplayer thing anyway, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just a co-op. There's 3 parts to Call of Duty if you haven't played one for ages. You got the single player campaign, you got the multiplayer, and then they do this zombies thing, and that's I don't know if it's more than 4 player, but it used to be when I used to play it 4 player co-op.
Right.
So it's a survival game. So you run around like banging up doors and stuff, and then they break through them, and then you have to shoot them and stuff.
Right.
It's like wave after wave, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what's it called?
Horde mode.
Horde mode. That's the one, Adam.
I do play a lot of modern games. Like, you take the mick, but I do play them with other people. I just
don't
don't
around
own.
other people's houses.
Just don't own the consoles myself.
Didn't you say your mum was in Horde mode?
No.
Yeah, you did.
George A. Romero.
You called her a hoarder a few weeks back.
That's a different thing.
Anyway,
just so you know,
we didn't really talk about George A. Romero being dead.
We didn't talk about that
because it's fucking brilliant, that film.
The original.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one, the remake's really good.
Yeah,
It's one of what's his name's
Zack
only
Snyder?
films that I like.
And
Is it
the
Zack
remake
Snyder?
of Night of the Living Dead is really good as well.
Is that the one with
Tony
the big
Todd.
tank truck thing?
No.
That's Land of the Dead.
That was horrible. That was weird.
Yeah, there's
That was George A. Romero.
Was it?
Is
Yeah.
it Tony Savino is the makeup guy
Yeah.
who is he's in Dust of Dawn. He's the guy with the gun cock.
Yeah.
Sex Machine. Yeah, he is in all George A. Romero's films, and he's the special effects guy.
Right.
He remade Night of the Living Dead.
Right.
It's like Night of the Living Dead 93 or something like that.
Isn't
Tony
he
Todd's in
linked
it. It's really
to-
fucking good though.
Isn't he linked to Evil Dead as well? Doesn't he get involved in the makeup side of things with them?
Maybe that's But there's a remake of Day of the Dead, I think, with Mina Savari in, and that's really bad.
What's the crazy 80s zombie trilogy with...
Which one?
The toxic stuff that falls off the back
yeah,
of a
that's
truck.
that's Return of the Living Dead, isn't it? Return of the Living Dead 2.
That's by the other guy that was involved in Night of the Living Dead with George A. Romero at the beginning. Though when they stopped working together, they split, and Romero got to keep the something of the dead, and then he went off and did Living Dead.
Right.
So that's why all the films afterwards for Romero were of the dead, and the other guy went and did Return of the Living Dead, Children. I think he did Children of the Living Dead.
Okay. Confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Confusing but true.
Something else that's bloody confusing. Will Smith, this Bright movie.
Yeah.
It's very strange, isn't it?
It's Harry Potter cross Bad Boys.
Yeah. Have you seen the trailer? You've seen the trailer, haven't you, Ross? Did you see the first one?
Of what?
Bright.
No.
Will Smith is...
It's basically Bad Boys, but his mate on the police force is an orc.
And they're in the world of like fairies and elves and orcs and stuff, but it's all mixed into the real world.
That's a bit like The Wolf Among Us.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fairy tale characters that have to live in the normal world.
Okay.
Yeah, but it looks...
I'll just have to wait and see, I think.
Yeah.
It's a Netflix production, isn't it?
Yeah, it might
I
be
think
good.
It's going to get cinema release, possibly.
Well, it's being directed by the person that was involved in doing Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad's director, yes.
and that end of watch.
Right, and stuff that I put in a bullshit pigeonhole, just because, you know.
Gotta have one.
Yeah, absolutely. Lucifer Season 3, Once Upon a Time.
Oh, great.
Season 7, apparently.
What?
Yeah.
How's it got that far?
I don't know. Riverdale Season 2.
What's that?
That's-
is that the Archie
That's right,
thing?
yeah. How weird is that?
Yeah.
They've made a TV series based on the Archie comics.
But it's a murder mystery or something.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. And it looks like they're going to introduce Sabrina the Teenage Witch in this one.
What?
Yeah. Well, she's an Archie character.
Is she?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So,
Weird.
yeah, she shows up at the end of the trailer. Well, at least speculation. Could be her.
Right.
The Originals started as
the comic?
It was a spin-off of the Vampire Diaries. Season 5, doesn't matter. And
Oh,
then
okay. 'Cause
bloody...
there's a comic called The Originals, but I don't think that's linked.
Okay,
so-
fair enough. And then the final season of Teen Wolf. So all of those got trailers as well. So,
I've
but
not even watched Teen
pretty sure
Wolf.
they can all fuck off. So, yeah. Outside of San Diego Comic-Con,
Oh, some other bits of news.
yeah, Guillermo del Toro's new movie.
Yeah.
Did you see the trailer for The Shape of Water?
Yeah. It looks like he's basically doing a standalone film for the character from Hellboy.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because he's in a tank in a
Creature from the Black
facility.
Lagoon type character,
it's
yeah.
the character that was in the water, and she's leaving eggs for it
What's
on the
his
side
name?
of the
Something
case.
Sapien.
Yeah, Abe Sapien.
Abe Sapien.
And she's leaving eggs on the side of his tank for him in this trailer,
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
he eats in Hellboy.
Oh,
so
yes,
to
I
me,
forgot about
it's
that.
like the origin story of that character. Maybe I don't know. It just
Interesting.
everything in it looks very much Hellboy, and like with the character, not necessarily the look of it. Obviously, the
just
look of
dark
it
and
will-
a bit twisted and a bit weird.
Yeah, it could be really good.
Love story between her and Fishface. That's
Yeah,
a bit,
yeah.
That was a
Maybe
very
maybe
disapproving
it's
Michael Shannon.
how Abe Sapien gradually becomes more intelligent. I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna. I think that's probably just a coincidence, you know.
But physically, the look of the character is very similar.
What about the bloody Disaster Artist? See the trailer for that by any chance?
It looks fucking hilarious.
Shane Paul's not here for this one. Mr. Paul Brown, if you're listening, go and look at this trailer for the Disaster Artist. It's the making of bloody Tommy Wiseau's... Wiseau, is that how you say his name? Wiseau?
I don't know.
Tommy Wiseau's 2003 feature, The Room,
Yeah.
with Seth Rogen and...
Seth Rogen.
Yes.
You're
I
really
said Seth.
slipping
You
on
need
your...
to start going to bed a bit earlier, mate.
Slug face. And, oh shit, Macy from Spider-Man. What's his name?
The one that's mates with Seth Rogen and in everything Seth Rogen's in.
Oh, right, okay.
And also in Alien Covenant for like 2 seconds because he's
So
the
he is.
captain and then gets killed.
What's his name?
Don't care.
Mr. 127 Hours.
Yeah,
Ross?
James Franco.
that's it.
There you go. Yeah,
he looks really good in it though. He looks like he's managed to capture the movements, voice and.
he's really taking the piss, but then
Yeah,
again,
yeah. But he's doing it so well that he almost is capturing the characteristics of the guy.
apparently Tommy
yeah.
Wiseau is friends with him, and
Oh right.
I saw an interview with Tommy Wiseau, and he's saying, "Yeah, I'm really not happy. This guy's taking the piss a little, but he's my friend, so it's okay."
In other words, I'm getting shitloads of money for this, so I'll put up with it.
Probably. Comic book news: there's a new volume of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Cool.
Been announced, if it helps. Oh, and Spider-Man: Homecoming. The director from the first movie is back on for the sequel.
Cool. Did a good job.
Yeah, I thought so.
There wasn't any bad, like, obviously bad editing
Well,
or, like, camera angles or anything. It was
except for
actually
the
all...
bits with the Marvel characters in. Other than that, yeah. The bits with Iron Man and Happy Hogan, they were just a bit choppy. But
I don't know.
the editing has been great on those bits.
They could, yeah, but the director's work of the camera
setting
angles
up of
and
the
stuff,
shots and stuff
were
as well, yeah.
good. You know, like there was nothing so horrendous that you're like, how
That'd
did
be down to-
how did that stay in?
that'd be
you
down
know?
to the other guy then, and not this guy.
Yeah,
Director of photography. But still, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, one for you to complain about, Adam. Did you see a trailer for Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman?
What?
The guy that invented or came up with the concept of Wonder Woman. There's a historical biopic being made of him.
What is it with these fucking biopics about people that wrote or came up with stuff? Why is this happening? Like, This keeps happening. We had the 2 films about J.M. Barrie. We had the one about bloody what's the name that created Mary
Got
Poppins.
one about A.A. Milne.
Yeah, like why is this happening?
One about Charles
don't
Darwin.
give a fuck.
Do you know anything
C.S.
about
Lewis.
this guy though?
No.
Well,
Do
then,
an actual documentary. Why do they do biopics? Biopics are always the worst bits of the person's life, just for dramatic effect. They never put an actual, like, decent, like. I just want a documentary about these people. That
Walk
would be
the Line's
far
pretty
more
good.
interesting. Yeah, but again, that's
So's the
glamorized
Doors.
because it's a rocker. Like when it's a musician or a rocker or someone, it's different because their
'cause it's
life's
full of drugs
actually
and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
I'm still really looking forward to the Sacha Baron Cohen, the Queen, not the Queen. Sacha Baron Cohen's Freddie Mercury one.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
fucking fantastic.
That
What
could
is
be
he?
cool.
What is he
It's just
actually
gonna
playing? Freddie Mercury in a?
I wonder if he'll actually be able to sing.
I
Be
wonder
interesting,
if
wouldn't
he can. I wonder if he just gets to be as Freddie Mercury as he is just Bruno.
I don't know.
it? Who knows?
That's a fantastic bit of casting, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And yeah, there were also trailers this week for The Snowman, a Michael Fassbender murder mystery
Looks
movie.
awful.
Where
Looks like a Saw film, but in the snow.
there is another Jigsaw movie.
I know, and it looks
Oh yeah,
awful.
fucking hell.
Yeah, you
I
saw
was-
the trailer, did you?
Yeah, I
It's crap.
weirdly watched the trailer for that because I haven't seen a Saw
Just
film
morbid
since Saw
fascination,
2.
was it?
Yeah,
It's,
no,
it's
it's just
basically
like-
they've just upped the amount of people caught in the situation, up the amount of police, and then yeah.
massively multiplayer version of Saw. now the internet's moved on and you've got faster broadband connections. 20 of you can be caught in this mindfuck of a game.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Fair enough. Did either of you guys watch Mr. Robot?
I started to and got a bit bored of
Yeah.
it in the end.
I think I've watched season 1 and I was
I've watched season 1 and gotten halfway through season 2. I've been enjoying it, but the guy that the frontrunner for Mr. Robot is making a Bermuda Triangle movie. I've not seen a Bermuda Triangle movie for a while, actually. So
I don't think I've ever seen one.
no,
No.
The Triangle with
No.
what's her name that was in the chick flick about the girl who's trying to date 3 guys with the big pants.
2 Men and a Little Baby.
No, later.
The Nutty Professor. I don't know.
Oh, they just released a third one where she was having a baby.
Bridget Jones.
Bridget Jones. There we go.
Right, okay.
My claim to fame is I've never seen a Bridget Jones movie.
Have you not?
No, I think that's pretty good going to have done that.
I've seen 15 minutes of one.
Okay, they're not great. The third one was pretty terrible. So that's about it for the news this week, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite a lot there.
Quite a lot indeed.
Thankfully, there is not another Comic-Con next week. But there is one in November
Hey.
that Paul has got a table at.
Yeah.
So we're going to be going to Comic-Con on the Isle of Wight, ladies and gentlemen,
Isle
by
of
the looks
Wight
of it.
Comic-Con.
Hanging
Rocket
around.
Punch Collectibles and that shop have got a stall selling their merchandise.
I'll be hanging around being annoying.
I'm going to be annoying, and
I might just stand outside selling my artwork to
I'm going to
people.
sell my own merchandise
I think I'm going to dress up as
by the gram.
little,
Harley Quinn.
little Alex.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to dress up as a drug dealer and sell cocaine to children.
But it's fake cocaine, yeah?
Yeah, it's just sherbet lemon dip.
Mixed with white flour.
I'm
So-
not going to dress up.
Anywho, look, we'll
Adam,
talk
are you
about
going
that
to wear a
closer.
costume?
I might.
Okay, yeah, Rocket Punch Collectibles. Are we just saying that for Paul?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll talk about that all a bit closer to the time.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Ross, where can we find you?
Nowhere. Just follow me on PlayStation Network. Not even one person's added me as a friend on PlayStation
I'm already
Network.
friends with you, sorry.
Yeah, it's Roscoe Baby. There's two S's. And
It's linked below,
I just
actually.
play lots of Battlefield at the moment still because it's really, really good, that game.
Ross's PlayStation Network handle is linked below, so just go and find him. And,
My PlayStation hasn't
shoot
got a
him.
handle on it, actually.
Go and shoot him with a tank, just for that fucking comment. He might say he's anti-tank, but yeah, if you can kill him, I'll give you a $5. Shit,
Fuck off, no you won't.
a digital $5. Adam, where can we find you?
The usual place of Adam Gattrell Arts on the Facebooks and the YouTubes. And my Cow Speak show.
And me. You can find me editing this podcast, generally hanging out on the SNEW with the Crew Facebook page and responding to, emails if you're going to send me one.
Send us some questions.
SNEWwiththecrew@gmail.com. Do please write in, give us some questions. if you'd have a listen to our other podcast as well. If you like stuff that's a bit retro, listen to Just Another Retrocast, which will be released on Thursday. You can hear that on the same podcast feed as this one, which is SNEW with the Crew. And you can find our podcast feed on Libsyn, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, the podcast app on your phone, YouTube. Did I say SoundCloud?
Yeah.
I need to make a list of these and stick it on the wall for every time we do a show. Thanks for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Don't wave at them.
Sorry.
They can't see you.